Peace, peace. Welcome to Spins and
Peace.
Mics. I'm your host, Zulu King L1 with the good brother Watt. So, uh, this past Saturday was the 44th anniversary of the Graffiti Hall of Fame, which started in 1980 by Stingray, also known as Ray Rodriguez, who's a community activist. Um, he organized that as a place to for people to display their arts and their talents without getting into trouble. Because those that know, in the 80s and the 70s, the governor, Ed Koch, had taken a war on graffiti, a war on the writers. So this place was a place where, the artists could get down without the fear of getting locked up or, having any issues. So 44 years later, here we are, based on what they did on 106 and Park with the Graffiti Hall of Fame. Now that block 106 and Park, that intersection is called the Graffiti Hall of Fame Way. So shout out to Stingray. Also shout out to Tat's crew who's been managing that area with the art for quite some time now. I'm not sure how long they've been managing it, but I know they kind of lead the way there. And those that don't know Tat's crew, anyone into hip hop and should be into knowing who the Tats crew are. Shout out to Brim, shout out to Bio, shout out to all the original Tats crew members and the future and the current. Um, so what took place from what I see, I wish I would have went. I was tied up and I really saw a lot of dope art being on display. Brothers and sisters was doing brand new murals, brand new pieces. They had the B boys out there breaking, the B girls out there breaking. The full culture was on display out there. Yeah. So I just I just remember in my youth like how relevant like graffiti was, like for people stealing spray cans and getting busy, going out
Right.
for fame. Yeah, just being right, getting on a train and you couldn't even see the window. Like you wouldn't even know if the train was empty or was packed because the shit was just
Trains,
covered,
man. Yo,
the
it
whole
was
train,
crazy.
inside out. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? Like the only thing that maybe the seats weren't, but even then, some of the seats were
Yeah,
sprayed
I
up.
mean,
Like,
in the '90s when we had markers and stuff, I mean,
yeah, getting
just
busy.
that's on a low scale. We was like,
Yeah,
you become
right.
Zulu, you put in your chapter, you put in,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
thought you was a little
Zulu for
tagging.
life, Z's up.
Yeah, yeah, you was tagging, you
And
know.
if I ain't have a marker, I always had a blade on me, so I would do
Word,
what they
word,
call a
etching in it.
scratchity,
Right,
scratchiti,
right,
scratch it
right.
in on the window, Zulu.
Skachidi. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact. But yeah,
Well, but you know, just like when I was young, right, we used to have black books and brothers would tag it. And, I remember going to all the Zulu events and, still seeing that. And it bring me back to my youth, like people still carrying black books. And I remember one of my Zulu brothers that was dear to me that passed away, the brother O from my chapter. Rest in peace to the brother O.
or
Um, he was like used to go to the Zulu anniversary with his black book every year, and he'd be like, "Yo, look who I got! I got this legend in here." You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, um, people that's dealing with that element, it may not be as mainstream as maybe like some of the other elements. Like people don't know it as well as they know, obviously emceeing or rapping. They don't know it as well as they know the DJs. They probably don't even know it as well as they know some of the legendary b-boys and the pioneers of b-boy and b-girl, and graffiti
the
is kind of like
corporations
the
can't profit off of it.
right. They can't,
They can't
you know what
really
I mean?
profit
But
off of that.
you got people like Basquiat who came from graffiti and then
Mm-hmm.
ultimately became one of the most sought out artists.
Yep,
You know
yep,
what I mean?
yep.
Like with people paying millions for
Off the
his
street,
art,
off the street.
right? So,
Mm-hmm.
graffiti has been, you know, really like to me, if you haven't seen Star Wars, right, like check out Star Wars. That's an incredible film. That also featured K Slay when he was known as Dez. Like some people don't know that. Yeah, they just know K Slay as the drama king, and they don't know like him when he was writing. So that's a great introduction for those, maybe there's some people tuning in right now to Spears and Mikes. If you don't know about graffiti culture or graffiti art, and you don't know about certain hand styles, and you don't know about like where certain type of like block letters come from or wild style, start to tune into like Style Wars, Wild Style. Go on YouTube, start to research things. Perhaps down the line we can get a couple brothers and sisters that come from that background and explain it a little bit more in depth. You know what I mean? Someone's available and willing to do that and do the real knowledge on graffiti and the hand styles and different eras and whatnot. Want to talk about cornbread? Want to talk about the different pioneers of graffiti? Definitely hit us. Let's make it happen. But we wanted to just do a quick episode and talk about, that 44th anniversary of the Graffiti Hall of Fame because it's monumental. It should be respected. It should be looked into. Um, and I guess in August next year, the 45th anniversary of the Graffiti Hall of Fame, make your arrangements to come out to Manhattan, see some true hip hop culture, get involved. Maybe you could buy some artwork. Um, Support these independent artists that's making a living, that's striving to feed their family with their talents and their art, And again, shout out to Stingray, Ray Rodriguez, who founded the Graffiti Hall of Fame. Shout out to the Tats crew. Shout out to all the legendary writers. Shout out to all the people that lost their life on the train or got busted and wound up doing a bid because they wanted to get their art out there. You know what I mean? So, it's hip hop, point blank, period. The elements gotta all be respected. The culture gotta all be respected as one. It's one culture, right? And all the elements should be respected, in my opinion. Of course, there's people that love one element over the other. Most people will probably say MCing is their favorite element because that's the music that they listen to. But what would the MC be without the DJ, right? What would the MC and the DJ be without the dancers, the b-boys and the b-girls, And what would that be without the dope background with the art? You know what I mean? That's why when I was young, I used to love the Zulu Nation anniversaries, because they used to have all the elements on
All
display,
the story.
everything. While brothers and sisters was on the mic rapping, they might have Zulu King Sloan in the background doing a big piece. You know what I'm saying? With another artist. Peace to Zulu King Sloan also from Chapter 9 and also from Wizards of the Styles. That's a dear brother to me. I haven't been in tune with you, but if you hear this, know that I love you, I respect you. And regardless of what, we still all Zulu family. I put the politics aside for certain brothers, but know that you ain't never did no wrong, and we love you, brother. You know what I mean? Tap in with us if you get this message. You heard? Um, but yeah, Zulu King Sloan used to be doing these artworks, doing these pieces. You have the b boys and the b girls, um,
3 different ciphers on the floor at
different
one
three
time.
different ciphers.
B-boy
You know what I'm
ciphers
saying?
and B-girl ciphers. It was
Right.
crazy.
You know what I mean?
History
And
days, man.
I remember like I think it might have been the 40th anniversary. I remember Sloan, he did this huge boom box. It was like, what I mean? It was like the size of a whole wall. Like, it was humongous and like just all the elements being on display at one time was incredible, man, when we were young and being Zulu and then on top of that you got the original Black Spades in the building with us, all the original Elder Zulus, the pioneers just being in like I mean the who's who of the pioneers, Melly Mel, Grandmaster Caz, Busy B, you know, Curtis Blow, like
Were Furious
uh
Five
Furious
members.
Five,
Raheem,
shout out to Raheem, who's still
were,
like, I mean, the brother's never lost his step on the mic. He's still sharp and probably crush
were,
someone right now that's, half his age. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. And a good
uh,
brother, too.
good brother,
Good
yeah,
brother.
and a great hip hop historian too.
Yep.
But you have all these legends and all the culture was on display at these events, man. So when I see something like what took place, I looked at this video of what took place at the 44th anniversary of the Graffiti Hall of Fame, it just took me back to the Zulu Nation anniversaries that used to take place every November, which is Hip Hop History Month. Um, and I miss that. I ain't gonna lie, I miss it a lot. And I just want to see the culture thriving. Uh, don't allow to be distracted by what's going on with certain people in the culture to bring the culture down. The culture is still incredible, it's still beautiful, and it should be respected and it should be nurtured and preserved. You know what I'm saying? That's our job as Zulus to preserve hip hop culture. And there's so many other people doing their part in preserving hip hop culture. So shout out to Stingray, shout out to Tats Crew, shout out to everyone involved with that event at the Graffiti Hall of Fame. Shout out to peace and love to all the Zulus worldwide. That's also keeping true hip hop culture intact and progressing and rising. This is the work that we do. So keep it up. So with
Peace.
that being said, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share, drop a comment. Yo, a good comment to drop in this video. If you got a favorite graffiti artist, throw his or her
Yeah.
name.
And
You know what
peace
I
to
mean?
San Juan too, the original San Juan.
Yeah, peace to the original
Word,
someone.
word.
That's a
We
fact.
follow each other on the gram. I see his work.
Yeah, that's a legend right
Word.
there.
Dope. Dope work.
Brother's
Dope work.
legendary. So like I said, drop a comment with your favorite graffiti artist. Drop a comment if you was at the Graffiti Hall of Fame. Um, drop a comment if you love true hip hop culture, you heard? So peace and
Word.
love to everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Spears and Mics. More episodes on the way soon. Salute.
Peace.
Peace.